Can't hear you. I'm trying to see.
I can't hear you either.
Who can hear me? How about now?
I can hear you now. Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
All right. You mean I did that
Yes.
whole intro and nobody heard me?
Nobody heard it. I'm sure it was wonderful.
Oh man. All right. All right. Well, look, we are here and we are live. Welcome everybody into the show. I'm your man KTJ, men's counselor turned men's coach turned love coach. And tonight we are doing our foundation, the very first show for the Wednesday night sessions, love coach sessions live. And I got a team of folks that I'm bringing on. So right here, I brought Natalie. Natalie, tell the folks a little bit about who you are, and I'm going to bring on everybody else after that.
Okay,
Let's go.
okay. I won't talk too long because you have a fabulous show planned. I am Natalie Woods. I taught on the university system for 30 years. And after doing that, while teaching, I went back to school and went into counseling. And so then I went into Christian counseling, and I also have a women's conference. I think this is the 13th year. It is called Woman Up, and I've
Okay.
written 2 books. Talking too long. Go ahead. I
No,
can
no,
say
you
that
good.
later.
You good. You good. So you're an author, speaker, and
Yeah, two
and
books.
all right, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, let me bring Levi up. Levi, it was me. It wasn't you.
Okay. All
It was me. All right.
right.
Tell the folks a little bit about who you are. He's a multifaceted kind of guy. So I love having the different opinions and different thoughts on the same stage. So I love this. So tell the folks
Okay.
about who you are.
Well, welcome, world. My name is Levi Feeney. I am from Jersey, South Jersey, that is, and um, I am first of all, I'm an English teacher
Oh,
for
nice.
middle school, so and up to
Oh,
high school as
wonderful.
well. Secondly, I'm a filmmaker as well. You can find me at the Book of Levi Films on Instagram. I'm an actor as well, writer, um, also an author as well. And I'm just a legitimate, loving individual man that has been through some different experiences, and I just like to give and share to others, man, a lot of my personal experiences that so it can hopefully uplift the next person. I have a um, web series or TV series coming out this spring, and then also will be on Tubi, which is called "Rooting for You, Bro." And that
Hmm.
story is basically some of my personal story, with a little mix of comedy and whatnot to show guys and men and women how to be better and not bitter. But
Okay.
I
Oh,
count it a
like that.
blessing to be a part of this. So
All
thank you.
right. Wonderful. Wonderful. And I'm bringing my favorite Andrina to the stage. And let's go. Let's go. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good, everybody. My name is Andrina
Hello.
Phillips. I am the CEO and founder of Keep Moving with Andrina. It is a personal and professional consulting firm. I'm also a speaker, a life coach, and an author, and as well as a podcaster.
All right. Andrina is in the building. So we get ready. We got our folks already chiming in. Everybody in the audience. Hello to Myra from Chicago. She's in the building. Lorraine is here. That's Dr. Nat's friends.
Yes.
Yes. Hello. Hey, and we have Lee's here. She said, "Hey, Nat." All
Hey,
right.
Lee.
Look, now, y'all got to make sure y'all speak to everybody on the panel.
Amen.
We good. We good.
You know what I'm saying? Don't just speak to one person and sit down. Like, you got to holler at everybody. Look at Anita. She's saying hello. And we got Faye Edwards is in the building. Good evening from Sparks, Georgia. All right. Good stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys giving us your time and allowing us to come on. And so, you guys in the audience, feel free to use the chat. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and so we'll try and cover all of those bases and have you a part of all of that. So, let's get going on this, you guys. I chose self-love and healing before love as the very first show that we needed to do, because I feel like at the end of it and at the beginning of it, if you're going to have love, you're going to have a great loving relationship with somebody, the very first person you need to have a great loving relationship with is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And so I'm gonna throw the ball in the air, and we'll see how it goes. Sometimes I direct the conversation, but right now I'm gonna just throw the ball in the air, and I want to hear from each one of you, kind of like, what's your feeling, your flat out feeling on self-love? What's your idea of it?
It's more than just hair and pedicures.
Absolutely.
A lot of people think that that's what self-love is about. Self-love is taking the time to really tap into who you are.
Right. And I believe it's also, knowing your value, knowing your value. You are valuable. Like, I don't care if you're homeless, if you're wealthy, whichever, you're a valuable asset to this earth. You know what I'm saying? So you're a gift to this earth. So once you realize that you are a gift throughout all turmoil, trauma that you're going through, I mean, you're a blessing to something and somebody. So I think that's part of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also think self-love is knowing what your gift is or gifts are. Most of us have many. And once you are in tune to who you are and you know what you have to give to the world, then you would know what you have to give to a special person.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. And one of the things that I like to kind of really think about things, and I think of things in terms of the words themselves, like self-love, right? Loving yourself first, right? And we live in and this is especially true for women, I have to just say, right? The women will care for everybody. Like, you're gonna care for the kids, you're gonna care for the dog, you're gonna care for the husband, and generally it's in that order.
Oh, I forgot the order. What was the order again?
The kids, the dog, and then the man.
Yeah, we the last.
Now that ain't the order it go.
Yeah,
It's not.
It is.
Well,
it
for me,
is.
by default, I don't have kids or a dog, so lucky Michael.
Yes, but so often, women will specifically women will put all the other things in front of themselves, and really like not taking care of themselves. And I think, and I love Andrina came out and just said it's not about pedicures and spa packages. It's about you doing the work on you. So I want to get a little bit more into that. Like talk to me about what does it mean to do the work on you?
Really dive into
first, because I did a lot of work. When you realize, when you're growing up and when you're becoming a young woman and you have low self-esteem. Most of us do. And you have to do the work to see what causes that self-esteem. And especially for women, I want to say probably in your 30s, that's when you really, really, really kind of you're trying to figure out, who am I? What is going on with me? And when you and then we compare ourselves to other women, social media has done a work on us now. We didn't have social media, but we had eyes where we looked at other people and said, I'm not tall and I'm short. So I always wanted to be tall. But when I really, really, really did the work, I went to therapy. I don't mind saying that. Even though I am a therapist, therapists have to get therapy or have to do the work. You have
That's
to
a
do
fact.
the work before so you can really know who you are. And even though you might know who you are, but there's some areas that we all need to work on, stuff from our families, our childhood, whatever, other relationships. You're in other relationships before, and that did it for me. I was in a relationship when I went through a lot of pain, but baby, after that relationship, I can write the whole family a letter thanking them for making me know who I am today.
Mm.
Right.
That's deep. That's deep.
It's,
Andrina,
it's,
go ahead. You would get ready to go.
What was you were saying about healing?
Well, we're actually I was actually going there, and and because as I heard Nat just say that, like she put herself in a surrounding group of people who was able to help like bring her
Right.
back,
Yeah.
and to help do the healing. So let's go into it then.
Yes.
Talk to us about that, because part of this is healing before you get back into love. So share a little bit about that.
I just really believe that, whenever you're in a position to really get to know you, healing takes place, right? Healing takes place because you're tapping into the traumas that you had to overcome. And, just, I really don't know how to take us there, but I'll take us there. Healing plays a major role in our growth, in our self-love. That means that you got to go back to some of the places and places and problems that maybe you hadn't been before, that you just swept up under the rug. But now you coming to realize that in order for me to get to my healing, to grow into a greater version of myself, I've got to tap in, I've got to learn, I've got to do the work. And doing the work is really just being honest with who you are and where you came from, so that you can get where you're trying to go.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Go ahead,
But
Levi.
can I
What's your
interject
thoughts?
something? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it. No,
I
go.
was going to say, and I like what you just said. A lot of people don't want to do the work because they don't want to go through the pain.
Right.
So what happens? People know they have to do the work, but if you don't want to go through the pain, then a lot of people don't do the work because it's painful. You have to
It
go
Yeah,
is.
through the pain to get
It's
to the
very
other
painful.
side. It's very, very painful.
yeah.
But
What's
once you go
painful?
through the pain, then you're on the other side, and
What's
you're
the
ready
pain?
to just dealing with, like she said, the traumas, childhood traumas, relationship traumas, insecurities, feeling like you don't add up, you're not enough, feeling like you're
Not
not
knowing
pretty
your
enough,
worth.
right? You don't know your self-worth until you really dig deeply, because when you don't do the work, then you end up with people that you shouldn't be with because you feel like this is what I deserve, and that's not the case. But you got to do the work.
Yeah, yeah. I was having a conversation about a childhood friend this morning. I saw her this past weekend, and when I was and Feeney, I was in Jersey this past weekend, and
yeah.
being with the
So
family. Yeah. And so, but this childhood friend, she was, I remember, I think I met her, maybe she was around 12 or 13, and she was one of those kids that was just lost, right? Like, one of those kids that was just, she was a middle child. Father wasn't
Mm,
around. And she was just like, I can remember her being somebody who just gave herself to anybody who
mhm.
asked,
Oh man.
you know. And she ended up, before finishing high school, she ended up pregnant, and but she, persevered. She went through. She was one of those girls since she got pregnant. I think she got pregnant even in maybe like a freshman in high school or something like that, like really early, like maybe 15 or something like that. And I saw how that played into her life of her trying to figure out who she was. I mean, I think she was even biracial, you know, and you know, y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but back in the 80s and the back in the day, if you was biracial, you might as well get ready for it, because people coming, you know, you was just like, you stood out, you know, and people had plenty of jokes for biracial kids, and a lot of that was hurtful, you know, because that was just the situation they were born into. But I saw, like, she really dealt with a battle with self-esteem. She was looking for love. She was all the wrong places. She was looking for love. And so since she didn't have much coverage of protection, you know, she ends up pregnant, and she's pregnant by an older boy, and like, you know, and I know that she had been with many older boys, because, you know, older teenage boys are just looking for somebody to get with, and you know, and she was available, and boom, that's the way it worked. And so, you know, maybe there's somebody here who's listening, and they can identify with that yeah, some of these challenges I'm having stem all the way back to being a child, and maybe not having the love and the coverage that they needed. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I one thing I'll say is, because I had the same, you know, like style friendships, you know, that you have, as far as like people reaching out and venting, and like a lot of the talks that I give them is, you have to find your purpose. You know, you got to seek a purpose. A lot of times people, we go throughout life and we just have a lot of idle time, and you already know, like, idle time is the devil's playground. So you know, if you're out here and you're searching for your purpose, like I tell anybody, a couple friends, volunteer, you know, do different things in your community, do stuff that impacts other people, and it will start to allow you to connect to what you're supposed to do. You might not know what it is right now, but by you helping someone, wait a minute, I'm good with children, or maybe, wait a minute, I'm good working with seniors, or wait a minute, I can handle that, or I can stomach, you know, watching somebody get needles and stuff, and, you know, I'm watching this senior citizen, or I'm helping this senior citizen with their medication. So volunteering and doing stuff outside of your normal, you know, what's normal to you, that will help you start to connect certain dots that God might be trying to connect you, you know, to understand what your purpose is in life. And that's another thing too, God. All right. You know what I mean? Like, I understand we live in a society, but there's no way that any of us are able to move without God. All right. You know, without that element in our lives, we're basically nothing. We can see it. You know what I mean? We can understand it in our reality, day-to-day living. So, but that's one thing I can say, you know, that I've said to a few friends, what's your purpose? What is it that you love to do? What do you have a passion to do? And start, just get up and get away from that idle time. Because like I was telling a kid today in school, I said, the devil's greatest goal isn't to kill you. You know, a lot of people say the devil, no, it's to waste time. So if you're out here wasting time and you're not making an impact on something or somebody else's life other than your own, then you're kind of wasting some portion of time where you could be reconnecting to your higher calling and your purpose in life. So that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, but I also want to say, you know, when we have challenges like that in life, you know, we all come from different backgrounds, right? And we all have faced challenges, no matter what the circumstances is. But one thing as a coach that I always tell my clients is that you have to start taking responsibility. It comes a time and a point in your journey where you have to take responsibility, and you have to start looking at your challenges in a winning mentality. And how you do that is you take your power back, and you begin to decide that you don't want to live in self-loathing, and you don't want to continue to give that power to whomever. Her childhood might have been challenging for her, but now you got to decide, do I want to continue to walk that path or do I want to walk a different path? And how you do that is you take responsibility. At the end of the day, in the beginning of the morning, we all have to take responsibility of how we want our life to look, feel, and be.
Yeah. And I'm just to top, add to that, you have some people that still hold grudges and, they're upset about things that happened 30 years ago, and the other person is living their life.
And they're giving so much power away by still being there.
Yeah. Even in like relationships and, marriages, like, there's some people that are still holding on to what happened. And I'm like, you're grieving for somebody who's still alive that never even had a chance to, never even thought it, smart to say, hey, I apologize. You're grieving for a person that's alive on this earth that doesn't care about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas you have some, like my mom is a widow. My mom and dad, they were together for 30 something years. The love of her life gone. She had to move on in life, you know what I'm saying? And keep going after he passed. So why are we grieving for people that are still here on this earth or grieving something that happened many, many years ago? We got to get up and move on. Stop walking into that cemetery.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people don't want to take the responsibility. They rather stay right there. If I stay right there, it allows me to pout. It allows me to whine. It allows me not to do the work. Like Natalie said, a lot of times people don't want to do the work. They want it to be given to them. But in order for you to win and to get the results that you want, you have to do the work. And the work is ugly. The process is ugly, but it's worth it in the end.
Yeah. One of the things that I've been hearing people kind of talk, and I've done it myself, right? You have to watch your own self-talk, right? You have to watch that conversation that'll be in your head. You do something, you drop something. Oh, why you do that? You so stupid. Oh, dummy, why didn't you know that? And all of these words, and some of us talk to ourselves in ways we would never allow anybody to talk to us.
Yes.
Some of the things we say are things we would never say. Like you would never allow somebody to speak in some of these terms that we speak to ourselves. And so I think we have to monitor that self-talk and make sure that it is productive and it is going towards a positive end.
Right.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Your words carry weight.
Yes.
Your words carry weight.
Yeah.
And your words, and you can look at your life, and your life will tell you the words that you speak.
Absolutely. So let's get a little bit more into this dealing with the coming from the healing perspective, right? How do you know if you are unhealed and not ready for love?
Ooh, that's a good one.
How do you know?
Your decisions, your choices.
Your attitude. That's one.
Your choices, your decisions.
Yeah.
Temperament. Yeah, that's temperament. Like, even in my, situations some years ago, I realized I wasn't ready, just off of my temperament, and because I had a short fuse on certain triggers, something that would remind me, and I was like, nah, let me slow down,
Yeah,
your choices, your decisions can tell whether you heal or not.
Yeah,
the choices
sometimes
that you make.
look, sometimes when you and I've told some of my clients this before, going out on a date. And one of the questions that comes up often is, why did you and your ex break up?
Yeah.
What happened in your last relationship? Why are you single? Right. And you can listen to the person as to how they respond to that question to tell you whether they're ready to go forward or not.
Right.
So if the person is blaming the other person, oh, that low down dirty rat, he did this. And he did that, or she's for the streets, she wasn't nothing but a gold digger, and she just wanted my money and all of that, right?
Right.
If you hear all of that, what you're actually hearing is pain. You're actually hearing hurt.
Yeah.
And I heard somebody say one time, complaining is the adult form of crying. So
Wow.
if they're complaining about someone else, there's something in it. There's something there that they're not talking about, and it's probably their part. So that alone tells you about, you know, if you're hearing or if you're with a person who is actually on their healing journey.
Right.
So what's your thoughts?
I mean, you hit it on the,
Yeah.
right on the head. Like, I've seen that. So I, on the dates that I've been on, I've always asked the woman, I try to get away from them talking about, their ex and what happened. I want to hear, like, I learned to start asking them what good
Yes.
things that person had.
Yeah. What did you
like
learn?
what did you like, and what did you learn from that situation about yourself? So those are questions that I would turn, because like you said, those are signs, but I did it at one time too. So okay, and then once you get that, like once you take accountability, you start realizing, oh yeah, I wasn't all the way here, I wasn't ready, and then after a while, it starts maturing on you that, I was a part of the problem too. So, but I always ask.
I think you should hear both of it. I think you should hear what happened, and then I think you should hear what they've done, what lessons that they did learn from it.
Right.
Because that will be able to tell you what you're going to be dealing with.
And yes, now that scenario I laid out was you hearing it, but you got to make sure that what you're saying is healed, right? And sometimes people don't know how to answer that question. So this is the instruction I give them. I say, listen, when the question comes up, tell them, you know what, me and my ex, we had a great relationship at one time. It was good. I got into it. We had some good times and we had some bad times, but it came a point that it made sense for us to go our separate ways. And that's what we did. And so now I'm here with you and I'm ready to see what this is all about.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
great.
Don't you think you sugarcoating that, though? Yeah, don't you think you sugarcoating that though?
No.
So listen.
I think that you should be able to elaborate, but this is what I've learned.
Maybe
but hold on. But wait. So generally this conversation comes up in the beginning, right? And so what the point is for you to address the question. You address the question and you told them that I'm ready to go forward. I'm not stuck back there. Right. And so here's one of the reasons that you have to do that. You have to do that because you don't want your attention being on somebody else. Right. So because you can dig into this thing and like ruin the vibe talking about your ex, thinking about your ex, thinking about all the stuff, and I don't think it's productive. So yes, there's a time for you to get more involved, but I don't feel like in the beginning. I think the attention needs to be on the people who are present, not on the people who are gone.
Okay,
right. I agree.
Right.
Yeah. So that's some good stuff. So let's talk about as people are moving forward in their mindfulness, right? And kind of I like mindful exercises. Something that I've used that I've been passing on ever since I really got into it. That is the practice of journaling. Right. I now have a practice of journaling. I don't do some journaling, right? So if you're just doing something, you do it when you feel like it and don't do it when you don't feel like it, right? But good. Now I have a practice where I get out of bed, go in the bathroom, take care of that, and then I go to my table, light the candle. I did something amazing, y'all. Let me tell y'all what I did. See this pen?
Let's hear it.
I have emptied 4 of them.
Oh, you've been writing a lot.
Have you ever have you ever
All out.
pulled out a brand new pen and took it from beginning to end?
Nah.
Wow.
I've done it 4 times.
It's
That's,
amazing.
that's healing though. You get
That's
the
good, though.
emotion out. That's healing.
It is.
is.
And you know,
Mhm, that's healing.
it seems so. I mean, I know for somebody they'd be like, I'm duh, it's just a pen, right? But to me, it means consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it means growth, staying on it. I don't have to go looking for the pen. I close the book up with the pen right there. So when I go to open it up next morning, boom, it's right there. And I've emptied it. I've got 4 books I've completed, and it's really been life-changing. And let me tell you why. It's been life-changing because there are some things that have happened in my life, in your life, that have really been important, right?
Mhm.
Right.
And but we live in a world that says, "Come on, get. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Keep going.
Right.
You got to keep going, right?" And for some of us, there is no record of how we actually lived, how we actually came through some of that stuff, what we actually went through. What were you really thinking on February 5th of 2022? Right? What was your feelings? What were you dealing with? And there's no living record of that. And so I think it's important to record your life. I feel like your life is worth recording, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm encouraging people, hit Burlington, hit TJ Maxx and all of those stores, and get the best. You know they have the expensive ones, right? I like expensive stuff, so I get the most expensive one at the lowest price possible. And and I've gotten some really cool ones. I've even ordered some from Amazon. But get to writing, because your life is worth recording.
Mm-hmm.
Write your emotions, and it's part of healing too.
It is.
Right.
I mean, look, I find myself writing about. The reason I was able to tell that story about my friend is I wrote about her this morning.
Oh, that's
You
wonderful.
know? So I've written about memories from childhood, or things that hurt my feelings that I couldn't say.
Yeah.
Times when I was afraid. Like there's so much inside of you that you have forgotten, that there's no written record of, that maybe there should be. So I'm challenging everybody.
Write your dreams too. You can also
write your dreams.
Yeah.
Write your future. You can write the present, the
Or you can write films, turn it into a screenplay.
all of it. So look, that's my first challenge to everybody that's watching, and I want to see who's going to take me up on the challenge to go get yourself a journal and start the practice of writing down your feelings, your thoughts, getting it down on paper. Who's willing to take the challenge? Okay. How about this panel? Who will?
Oh, I already do.
Oh, I write every day. So
yeah, I already do it.
Right,
I turn mine into stories.
But I'm really impressed that guys are doing it. We know that a lot of women do it, but and because men might not talk as easily as women do, this technique would be perfect for those men who don't want to share their feelings. So I'm very impressed, and kudos to you guys.
Yeah, that's very
that is wonderful.
Yes. And so it's definitely important. And I'm sharing this also with other men, because I've heard men say stuff like, they didn't think it was too manly to be to be writing a journal and writing a diary. What kind of man are you? And I'm like, dude, what kind of man are you to let that gold and let there be no record of your being here, and for you to just be gone, and when you're gone, it's all gone,
Right.
So I think that's important. Yeah,
that is awesome.
That is.
Yeah. So maybe look, maybe y'all can drop some healing nuggets. Okay, so somebody is getting themselves together. This session here, this is our first love coach session. and we're starting with the foundation of self-love and healing. What are some tools that you can give to somebody who's listening, and that's going to kind of like help them to maybe deal with the hurt that they've got? Like they just feel like they keep tripping over the same wire over and over. What are some tools that they can use, that they can maybe apply today, tomorrow, that's going to really help them progress?
Take your time. That's one thing. Take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Take your time and really just trust the process.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
trust
it's
the process.
Yeah.
We
And
always
it's okay
trying
to
to
cry.
rush.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, we always trying to rush out of one thing into another thing, where we need to learn how to just take our time and trust the process, trust the timing of everything that's going on in our journey, and really just lean into learning you.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's okay to cry, man. It don't matter if you
Not cry, just
male,
cry.
woman, right? If you got a hot, like, some men, we all have those, our egos. But bro, hop in your car. I used to take trips, just ride. You know what I'm saying? Like a tear hit here, whatever. If I'm dealing, because we deal with so much on the world. We're not just dealing. If you're dealing with a relationship or divorce or something, you also got bills. And then, everything just start punching you, stuff on your job. You're not even getting the proper sleep period. So it becomes overwhelming to the point, and a lot of things when you go through breakups, men don't have too many outlets, in a sense, as far as support groups. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I can say that I'm liking about a lot of different fellas and men now that are, they're learning about therapy. We didn't really care or know about therapy. We thought it was, in a sense, it was a solved thing. But, ride around, take a trip. You know what I mean? Like I used to, go to the beach, maybe on a Friday or Thursday. I go stop at the liquor store, give me a glass of wine, or, you know what I mean? Whatever my favorite drink was, take my lounge chair and go sit. The water will talk to you. The breeze will talk to you, and you talk to God, you talk to yourself about life in general, because sometimes that's all you really have. A lot of times men play villain roles or whatever for a while. Everybody's looking at them different. Maybe your kids might be looking at you different or whatever because of a breakup. But it's okay. Hop in your car, cry to yourself. Anybody got to see you. If you got to stay in your house, cry to yourself. But it's okay to let that out. You know what I mean? Get all that frustration out.
Yeah, get it out.
And then you'll start seeing stuff start simmering down. And you still got a lot more work to do, but it's okay to endure that too. So that's just one portion, I would say, as far as some of the things that help as far as progress to healing that journey.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Also nothing wrong with getting therapy or a coach.
Right.
Sometimes you need that third party to step in and give you a different perspective. And sometimes you need to empty out things that maybe you can't talk to other family and friends. You just need somebody that is neutral, that you can really just lay your vulnerabilities down.
Right.
So it's nothing wrong with having a therapist or a coach.
Somebody to talk to and be accountable.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, be true to thyself. I'm sorry.
They hold you accountable too.
Yes, absolutely.
Go ahead, Nat.
I was going to say, be true to thyself. Be for real. So I got some issues. I have some problems. I need some help. And when you start being true to thyself, and even as your friends, how do you see me as a person? Tell me the good things about me. Tell me some things that I need to work on. And if you have some really good friends like I do, they will tell you that you need to work on your attitude, or you need to work on whatever's going on. But at the same time, pray. And I'm not trying to be deep. I'm not trying to be, I'm just saying, like the young man would say, cry to God and just say, I need some help. Help me get through this. Help me find the person that's right for me.
Right.
And just really cry out. There's somebody out there for everybody. So you want the person because what happens when you're not healed, and when you're not yourself, and when you don't have good self-esteem, you're going to choose losers or not the right person. You're not
Yeah.
going to choose the right person for you. So you want to choose the right person for you. And you, by doing that, you have to present what you want. You can't want somebody that's a millionaire or somebody that's all of this, and that you don't bring that to the table.
That's a
Right.
fact. That's a
Yeah,
fact.
you got to be true to thyself. And if you're not true to thyself, then whatever you want, that's what you need to work on. Saying this is what I want, so I need to make sure I bring this to the table.
Right. Yeah.
True indeed. True indeed. Look,
I see the guys like that.
True indeed. Look, I got a video that I want to pull up, and I think this is something for us to chew on, and it is concerning something that's really going on in our world. Now, ignore the title of this because that's not really what I want, where I'm going with this. But there is this thing that I heard the girl say it on this video, and I was like, you know what? I really want to put this out there because there's this thing that some single people deal with, right? This is real issues that some single folks, and particularly some ladies, this feeling of not getting touch. Like, if you're a touchy-feely person, what do you do if you haven't been touched? And I look. Let me pull this down for just a hot second. Look, I knew a woman, who you ever seen? You go to church and they say, greet your neighbor.
Yeah. She was greeting you all the time.
This lady would stand up and she would jump out of her seat, right? And the person who was in front of her would turn around and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, girl," like she hadn't seen him in a long time, right? And she would grab the person on this side and just hold him.
Oh wow!
And she would grab the person on that side and be like, I remember her even stating that was her favorite part of church.
Yeah, because physical touch.
Yes.
She needed that physical touch.
She misses physical touch.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
physical touch is important.
Yeah. So when I heard watch this video, that it made me think of that. But y'all check this out and then tell me what you think. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but we'll try to get through pieces of it. Let's go.
I don't know how you. How am I gonna go the rest of my life like this?
We are going to be talking about the epidemic of singleness. But what is really intriguing about
All right.
There are an increasingly large number of women who are just choosing not to get married and are
For the very last time, we are not having a mating crisis. What's happening is that women have access to information and education in ways that they didn't have in previous generations. We can now share stories and choose the bear. We can now own homes, open bank accounts. We know that. And we're not hypergamous as in we mate upwards. It was a necessity because we were blocked from owning things. You centralized through patriarchy the only access to independence and some form of survival and wealth into men, forcing women to have to choose. And as soon as we dismantled parts of the patriarchy to allow access to education, employment, financial stability independently, we exercised our choice. It is not a crisis, it's a liberation.
Regardless of the fact that there is proof that there is going to be a high percentage of Black females who are not going to be married and childless, they were still in denial and chose the bear. But let's see what they're starting to see today.
Where are the men? I love us women, but I'm tired of going to events and it's 1,000,001 girls and there's 2 men in the corner. Man, y'all don't want to leave your houses no more? What y'all doing? Yeah, we say we over the apps, but y'all sure not outside.
I guess it's becoming quite evident that men are slowly no longer being interested in pursuing any type of relationship with black female. They all thought that they could be able to manifest the dream man and the dream lifestyle they all thought they deserved.
And I don't know if y'all saw, I forget the name of the church. It was like Union City or something church in Maryland, in that area. And they had a singles conference. And it was like the line of single people was like wrapped around the block. Like it was like, you would have thought Beyonce was in there. Like it was jam packed. So I'm like, all these single people looking for love, looking for relation. Something is going wrong. Something is going on. It can't be all of these single people and they're just, all of these single people, it can't be something wrong with them individually. Like there is just something going on in culture. There is something going on in society where people are just, I don't know, not genuine. People don't desire long-term relationships, marriages. It's like a single epidemic. It's a single pandemic. There's something going on. And I really hope that we get to the bottom of it soon. Because it feels good to be like, wow, okay, it's not just me. It's a lot of other people who are single, who are Christian, who value relationship, who still want, you know, the fairy tale ending, quote unquote. And then the other part of me is like, damn. If there's 200 single women at the conference and I'm 201, like, am I ever gonna get a man if the line in front of me has 200 other people also waiting for a man?
Under that.
All right. All right, y'all.
Yeah, that was great.
Well, now, as the man on the panel, the single man on the panel, I'm gonna have to start with you, Levi.
Talk to me. Question.
Talk to me about what you just saw. She falls into the and I'm somebody who hosts events. I got an event coming up soon, y'all, on February 13th. So lock in with me. But as somebody, I'm the person who's putting on these events.
Right.
You're the person that they want to show up. Like you got a lot going on, and you're an eligible bachelor that these women are, them 200 women are in line for, 201. She's looking for you.
Right.
Okay. So tell us, give us the scoop on why things are what they are and why people like you and your homeboys do not show up to events where this beautiful buffet of women are awaiting your connection.
I just had this conversation. I didn't even know we was going, but we just had this conversation yesterday with one of my friends.
Oh man.
But the thing is, like today in today's society, it's like everybody follows a trend. Like the women are all acting the same in a sense. There might be some different inconsistencies on how this person might act and that person, but it's just like some of them follow certain things and follow certain patterns that are, in a sense, sometimes frustrating for men. It has nothing to do with us wanting to come. It's just like once you've seen so many, it's like, and it's like, okay, what am I going to expect? The same, probably the same thing that I've come across, or somebody with attitude, or somebody that's always looking for social media validation, or you know what I mean, like dopamine. Like some of the women I've come across, they have a dopamine addiction. They really don't know it, but like a dopamine addiction as far as like on being on social media and just following certain trends. And for us men now, we have a lot of us, especially, you know, late 30s, early 40s, and, you know, so forth, a lot of us are realized that putting our all into a woman a lot of times leaves us stinking, basically, in the end. When we come to find out, we're trying, you know, you got a lot of men, you got some family men that love their woman, they mind their woman's business, and, you know, stay in their lane, and then they get tossed aside. The grass is greener syndrome. So after you've been, some men have been through that, it's like they don't even want to be bothered. Like, I'd rather focus on getting money. I'd rather focus on building my life. I'd rather focus on having a peace of mind and a peaceful environment than engaging and being responsible for somebody that's just not happy at the moment. You know what I mean? And for me, I could say in a sense, I'm operating on a higher level than I've ever been. As far as, you know, once I got out of my divorce or whatnot, like, it's shocking, but I'm doing things, I'm getting things knocked out. I don't have to worry about putting this to the side, or me doing community service and somebody saying, oh, well, you worried about the community, why aren't you worried about this house, or, you know, this household, or I feel like you're taking it, you know, stuff like that, an argument. Like, I was with a friend not too long ago, we were filming, and his energy was so high, and then it just dropped, and I'm like, yo, bro, you all right? He's like, nah, man, I gotta go home to some bull, man. But, you know, my wife, she getting ready to, she's coming at my neck about something old, something in the past. So, not saying that's wrong, because it's part of life, he's married, but if you can, men want to avoid that type of stuff. And then when it comes to these events, like, I feel like some of us rather meet a woman at like a job or somewhere nice, you know what I mean? Not just speed dating and wanting to, like, I'd rather meet some woman at you know, maybe at a job or at the hospital, you know what I mean? You know, if I'm helping somebody over there, or at a library or at a museum, versus I'm going to the speed dating, everybody's going to be their best representative. You know, guys are just tired of representatives in a sense. So
yeah. Okay, Andrina, or Nat, either one of y'all could jump in.
Either one.
let them breathe. What's your thoughts about that? And even what the lady said.
Well, my thought is, it only takes one man for me. I don't have to worry about 200 women trying to get a man. And you have to be happy with yourself. You have to be happy regardless of if you get married or don't get married, or if you have somebody or don't have somebody. You have to really be happy with yourself. But the other thing is, speak things into existence. Words have power. We mentioned that earlier. Speak it. Speak things as you pray. You're speaking it. I want the person that God wants me to have. But the other thing is, it only takes one. Don't get overwhelmed with how many people are looking for or wanting a man. It only takes one. You don't have to worry about the other 200. So that's my theory. And that's what my mother told me. God has somebody for you. You ain't got to worry about all your other friends. We're going to pray for them, but he has somebody for you.
Yeah,
it only takes one. And we get overwhelmed. I live in Atlanta, and it's 17 or however many, you know, whatever that ratio is. But you don't have to get overwhelmed with that. You're concerned about you and who you are, and you're going to speak things into existence, and you're going to continue to work on yourself. So when you do get that person, and the other thing is, you want to be friends. You don't want to just have somebody just to have somebody. You want a relationship, but you want a friendship. I tell everybody, I like my husband. I love him, but I like him. I like him as a person.
That's a big difference.
So you want that friendship, and that's what lasts. You know, get older, and we laugh and have a good time. But I like him. So look for the friendship. Start out as friends, and like you said, that you want to meet people in regular places, and start out as friends.
All right.
Andrina, go ahead.
I don't know. I just feel like men are just not interested in the video girls or the girls that don't bring substance. Right. You know, they just not interested. They'd rather just get money. If a woman's not coming with substance, they're not interested. Even when they come to those speed dating events, they see the same caliber of women. Absolutely. So they're not interested. Yeah. You don't have to go to a speed event to see those caliber women. You know, they're looking for women
Right.
with substance. And if there's no women out there that don't look different than what they're used to seeing, they're not interested. They rather just chase the bag. I guess that's what they say, chase the bag.
Yeah.
And not only that, like now you got some men on that. Don't get me wrong, some will, but some men, the men that are looking for something long term, they not really, unless
Right.
you're super bored or a friend pushes them to do it, they'll do it. But the recreational guys, they looking for recreation. So you know what I mean? They looking to get some whatever they can get, and that's what that's what they'll come to expect when they come to these speed dating events. But like she was saying, like it's a lot with substance, and I don't think a lot of women really value the old school. You know what I mean? Like I know everybody wants to go and have this new way of thinking and this new pattern of life, but the stuff worked back in the day. Whether grandpa had a couple, whatever, they made it
did work.
The family was, together. Now it's like everybody's cool with being a baby mama. Everybody's, they just want a kid, and it's all for show. And it's like after a while, it's not frustrating. You just like, I'm good. I don't need it. Every woman's looking the same. The small waist now, and the big, the BBL, and the lashes, and it's like I like the early 1990s, the Nia Longs and the Aaliyahs, and everybody had their different shapes, their body types. Shoot, even Queen Latifah was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was themselves. You can enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like you can.
And I like the men that are gentlemen. The men that know how to open up the door, the men that know how to walk outside of me. Right. Those are the type of men I like.
It's like that. Everything is just the same.
But look, so I'm gonna throw the sisters a bone. I'm gonna help the sisters out, right? Because since I run these programs and I got a list of available bachelors that I can call on when there's an event happening. So I have kind of a technique that I teach the ladies, all right, on this that help them out with this. So one of the things I tell them is put yourself in the rooms where the quality of man that you are particularly looking for is likely to show up. Okay.
Okay.
So that might not be the big room at the club, club, all those places, right? There's an event. There was an event last week here in Atlanta where these high quality men were assembling, right? I told one of my clients, I said, look, here's the link. Get yourself a ticket and be in that room, right? Where these men were showing up. These guys are realtors. These guys are physicians. These guys are entrepreneurs, and so that's my advice to them, right? The other one is don't be afraid to, in some ways, make the first move. I'm not trying to tell you to go shoot your shot. I said, just make the first move, right? So one lady told me, she said her first move was she was at a science conference of some sort. I think it might have been even neuroscience conference or a physics conference or something like that, right? By the way, if that's not your thing, you could find yourself downstairs at the bar, at the restaurant, and meet the folks when they come on out. Okay, at the engineering conference, you can meet folks if you're in the right place at the right time. Okay, so I would tell them just put yourself in those rooms where that quality of guy is likely to show up. And this lady, she says, I was at the engineering. Let's call it the engineering conference. Andrina's back. Let me see. It was the engineering conference, right? And she walked up to this guy and was like, "Hey, you look sharp in your suit. You got something on your shoulder. You look good today. All right, well, have a good day." Right? and she went to go step off, and he was like, ho, wait, come here. come here, right? They got the conversation going, and 2 years later, they're married and, expecting a child.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Right.
So sometimes shooting your shot in that kind of way, not in a forceful way, but in a friendly way. Giving a man compliments. Women don't know. Most men never get any compliments.
Right.
That's not true.
Yeah.
We do get compliments.
You might.
I said most men never get any compliments.
Really? I would never have thought that. I would never have thought that.
That's why we have to talk to men.
Exactly.
That's why we have to talk to men.
But he's
talking to each
definitely
other.
on point. He's definitely on point because
we have to talk to men.
some women aren't welcoming in a sense that you'll see and they're like, that she mean, or a guy could actually like a woman and he would like to talk to her, but her face or her demeanor is like, oh, she going shooting straight down or something. So, and you got some guys that just they don't like rejection like that in the sense where it's like, oh, you ain't my type or something.
Yeah.
So, but
we have to empower them.
Because I've been in the store sometimes, I see a woman, she might be pretty, and I'm like, well, dad, why she? I might even make a joke like, you gonna smile or something? Why you just mean mugging it? But yeah, like making conversation like you said, that helps. That shows, okay, all right, I can talk to her. Let me keep the conversation going. And to me, some of my friends that are married, that's actually how their wives actually engage with them first, and it was over from there.
Yeah, I agree.
It definitely works, and
I'm friendly, so
me too.
Yeah, so it's easy for me to have just conversations, just talking.
Me too. If I see a nice man, I tell him, "Hey, handsome." I ain't trying to holler. I just say, "Hey, handsome."
And they can tell me you're trying to holler.
Every time that wins it every time.
Every time.
You smell good. What's that, Frank? Walmart.
Always give me a compliment.
But to the women that's watching this, I'm gonna tell you, everybody the females that have shot their shot first in a sense of engagement, they are happy wives. There has been no issues. It's expressed. So that might be something that you might want to look into, just how to be a little bit more welcoming. So,
and I like what you're saying.
Men got to do it too. They got to give compliments too.
So for men, like that's a natural thing for us to do.
Yeah.
Like we already do that, but generally.
Wait though.
All the time.
Okay.
But we have to be careful nowadays.
Yeah.
Because that's a nice dress, or he's automatic.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or even at work, I don't even do nothing like none of that at work.
That's true.
I don't even play around. Even if it is, a friend or somebody, I don't even put my arm around them. Hey, how you been? Or I stay away from that stuff. I'm not trying to get me too. So that's why, ladies, you have to be welcoming. Because all right, I'll give an example. I've seen a woman allow something from a handsome, this guy, that guy. They do the same thing. She welcomes it. But this other joker, he might not be the most handsome. He might be whatever, not her type. She calls him a creep.
Oh,
so that's why a lot of men are kind of skeptical on speaking first.
But I've had conversations like this with a lot of guys, and guys would say, "We don't know that you are interested in us. You need to tell us."
Yeah.
And for those women who may not want to tell the guy, but I think, like we are all saying, have conversations, tell them they look good, empower them, empower the man.
But the women want to be chased too now, Natalie.
We can chase. What you can do is just go ahead and tell them
how handsome, and you don't chase us. I want you to chase me.
They're gonna chase. You're gonna make the compliment, and then, like the young lady said, earlier when Calvin was saying that she just made a comment and walked off, and then he said, "Come back." Then he started to chase.
Mhm.
She just made the comment. She just said hello or whatever. You look good or whatever, and then he
Yeah.
started the chase after that.
And you know what? So what it is that the compliment is kind of like just the door opener, and it means I won't get rejected, right?
Absolutely.
Your compliment to me means, oh, there's something about you I like. So that's for many men, that's all they need. Is
And not
just
only
that,
that, to me,
that opener.
it also shows
Yeah.
that you're a good human being too. You know,
Yeah.
just
So
you're
can I
not
share
speaking
a
to
story?
people.
I met my husband like that. We was walking in Walmart, and he had on all black, and he was 6'2", bald headed, had hazel eyes and everything. And I had just came from working in bingo hall, and he walked past me, and I said, "You know what? Can I tell you something?" And he was like, "Yeah." I said, "You are a very handsome man," and that just took him. That just got him, and he just the conversation just started and started, all because I had said that. I do encourage women to give compliments out like that. You know, be confident up with confidence like that. Confident
Put that game on him, huh?
Compliments to men like that. What'd you say?
I said you put that game on. You told him it was
No,
over
no,
after
no,
that.
no, Levi.
Nah,
No,
I'm playing
no.
with
I
you.
put the game on him, and then I allow him to chase me.
There you go.
Yeah. Yes, it's called dropping the handkerchief.
Right.
Yes, yeah. And so I think this is a good place for us to have these conversations because you know, you can do all of the self-love things, but I feel like if you don't leave your house, nobody's going to find you.
Oh,
Nobody's going to meet you if you don't put yourself out there. Now, there's a couple things, right? To me, women have an advantage. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. I got a theory that women have the advantage because men are visual, right?
Right.
Look, all you really got to do is take care of your health and fitness, right? And that you're immediately going to be noticed, right? Because there are some women that men are chasing and going after and getting hollered at and all of that. And you know, a woman's fitness is more than just having, you know, cakes and cakes and pies, right? It's more than just having nice cakes and pies. Okay, it's also a sign to him. This is on a subconscious level. When a woman is taking care of herself, it's a sign to him that she has high self-esteem. She cares about herself. She cares about what she puts in her body. And if you want him to care about you and your body, then you should care first. And how you treat your body tells him how he should treat your body. And if you don't care about you, why should he?
Right.
That's it.
And so it's more than just a big booty that you know and a little waist. So because believe it or not, the women who are getting husbands
are natural.
often natural and look like the number one. Look like the number one. You know, they flat on the front and flat on the back. And you like, well, how did she get a man? She ain't got no BB. You know, she learned how to communicate with a man and took it from there. So it's not always about getting, so you don't have to worry about getting surgery and all those things. Take care of
600-pound life.
They all got me.
Look at the 600-pound life. You know,
they got somebody.
I know. I always see the ladies talk about how could she let her get so big. I'm like, but you worry about her getting big. You see, she has a husband.
She has a husband.
Find out what it is. Like maybe she's just welcoming, and you know, but I get it.
No. There's definitely something happening. There's something. There's a reason for it.
She's building them. She could be 600 pounds, but as long as she could be 600 pounds, but as long as she know how to speak to the man, that's what counts.
Big time.
Yep.
That's what counts. She know how to speak to the man. She know how to empower him.
That's it. Right there.
Yeah. So how can some of our folks, you know, we're beginning the love series, right? What do you think are some keys that maybe you've seen, maybe some people that you've worked with? And you know what? I want to open this also up to the audience. If y'all have a question, drop your question in the chat, and we will get your question answered by the panel here. What are some things that once we've gotten the self-love piece down, you're doing journaling, you're doing your meditation, you're doing all those things, and you feel like you are in the healing process. What now, Natalie? What now?
I was just thinking about that. I know a lot of women get caught up in Valentine's Day. And since we're entering that time, and when I was
We gotta
single,
talk about that.
I went through some changes in the beginning. But when I came to myself, I started inviting my girlfriends out and buying little gifts for them. I just started just living and started doing things for others, like we've all said. And as I continue to do that, and I had a girlfriend or have a girlfriend, and at one point my husband was working out of town. And so, and she was going through that. She's a few years younger. So she was going through those changes about, I want to be with somebody on Valentine's Day. Da, da. And so there were a few times I was with her and my husband was working out of town. I said, who am I with? I'm with you. So you have to love you. You have to continue living and you have to do for others. And don't worry about that. And so when I started doing that, I was just as happy. And the person came to me that I had been speaking into existence about. So I started doing things for other friends, and it could be a guy friend. It doesn't have to be. I know another woman. I'm from Memphis, and she was in Memphis. She went around the church and said, "Is there a single guy here that would just like to hang out? I just want to hang out. I would like a male companion to hang out." And she was introduced to somebody, and they ended up getting married. Her approach was different. Her approach was different. And she was serious. She just wanted somebody to go to the movies with or go just whatever, dinner, bowling, whatever. They ended up getting married.
Wait, Natalie, I'm glad that story worked out. But you know, that could really easily not work out too. Right?
Okay.
Because the woman who says, I just want somebody to hang out. Well, who's paying for it? Who's paying for
they probably took turns.
You know,
like she probably did some because
look.
Well,
so
you know, now the rule is
look, my point is that whenever you're in the presence of a man, he's in the masculine position, no matter what the rule was, no matter what the intent was.
Right, I'm with you. I'm following you.
So he got to do what a man does, which is generally reach down low.
But you know, every now and then I would pay. Every now and then, not all the time, but every now and then. Or I say, let's go Dutch. But if he was to pay, every now and then I would pay. Because I'm the one that asked. And that's the rule now. If you ask, and then like you said, if he's a man, he's gonna want to pay. And we just work that out later. But I would pay some. I'm serious.
Now I ain't look now. I can ask and he's still gonna pay.
Well, and this is just to let him know that I'm not trying to use him. You know, so if and you can kind of feel them out. You can tell when somebody feels used or really just want to, you know, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I think men will understand. I think men will know if a woman's really using them.
Right. I'm not trying. I'm really just trying to have a good time.
Do we?
I'm really trying to live life to the fullest.
That's up
y'all should know if somebody's using you or not. We know when somebody
There's some manipulating. There's some manipulators out here.
We know when somebody's using us.
Cunning. Listen, women have been working on their, let's call it game. Women been conditioned. I got a 5-year-old granddaughter.
Well, yeah.
Who takes her pictures with her foot out, hanging out, like, you know, with the heel up.
Yeah.
She ain't even got no heels on.
I know.
Right?
Well, I'm back. I'm back.
Look, she got some rings and like a princess set for Christmas. She got rings. I happened to see the
wow.
rings up there. I was like, oh wow. Does she know what that is? Yes, she does. It's rings. She got these little heels, little plastic shoes that clack, clack, clack around the house.
Yeah.
Right. So that she can feel like a princess.
Yeah.
She's 5 years old.
I know.
Supposed to feel like a princess.
I know.
So the conditioning starts really early.
It does start early.
for her. So by the time she's 5 years old, by the time she's 25, she's got 20 years worth of.
She got it mastered.
Preparation. She's got it mastered. So what happens when the other side is you know, the whole where we are with that lady crying on the video, right?
Oh gosh.
How do we deal with that, and how do we avoid my little granddaughter who's already starting to love having a ring? You don't even know what it really even means. How do we deal with that going forward?
That's a good one.
I think just
teaching
them about
teaching self-love,
healthy relationships, healthy environments. You know, like you shouldn't be, for parents, there's no reason that if y'all aren't together, y'all still can't have a healthy parenting environment, you know, a relationship where I can talk to you regularly. I've seen, and I've been on, you know, in a relationship with a woman that couldn't even talk to her kid's father on the phone or text. They had to exchange through email. So in a sense, that was a flag I should have looked at along real quick. But stuff like that, you know, so I think just engaging how we are engaged and try to have healthy relations and communications with people. Even if you're, say, like if you date, you know, you have some women that, you know, they'll say, I don't bring everybody around my kids, which is good. So which is good. So if you do have a friend and you're starting to meet with them a little bit more or whatever, hey, have a meet and greet at the park or something like that. If you feel like that, you know what I mean? But start teaching them healthy engagement, healthy relationships. You can have male friends, teach them, you can have male friends or female friends that you're not sleeping around or not coming over all the time, 12 at night, you know what I mean? Late at night or something like that. Start teaching them. That's all. That's a portion of it, but it's a lot more too. So
I agree with what Myra said, for like moms and parents to teach their kids self-love first. You know, so they don't have to be thinking that their identity is based on being married or being in a relationship. Your identity is about you loving you first, and then you get to move on.
And have healthy relationships, have them exposed to healthy relationships. Like your granddaughter has you, for an example, and your wife. And so she's able to see, okay, I might get this ring, but it's a healthy relationship. It's not just with anybody, because you're precious. But just placing them in an environment where they're healthy couples, healthy people around. And I think that makes a difference.
Right.
It did for me. Yeah.
Yes. And I think you know, being intentional about that.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
And Myra talked about like being as a parent, instilling in them that feeling of self-love. Say, look, yes, these are rings and they're beautiful and they're, you know, but the thing is, it's not what you read about Cinderella. Cinderella was fine, right? But it is not upon you to be waiting for the hand of the prince to change your life.
Right.
The only hand that you need is your own. The best hand that you can have to change your own life is the one that you're going at the end of your wrist that's going to help you change your own life.
Absolutely.
So those conversations. So how about boys though? Levi, what do we need to be teaching our boys now that we're in something of an enlightenment period?
Yeah.
Like
So Well, yeah. So what I teach my son, he's about to be 17.
Okay.
I teach him how to first be independent. So be caring, be compassionate, think about others, do stuff for the women in your household, like your mom and your sister and everybody, but be independent, because there has been an influx of men. Now, this is crazy. A lot of people would say that there's a lot of men that have settled because they weren't right. You know what I mean? They weren't independent. They weren't taught how to be able to take care of bills and do this. You know what they were told? As soon as you turn 18, get a job or you're out. So, and their minds are, and our brains and our minds aren't fully developed till about age 23 or something. So you got a lot of men that have got women pregnant because, let's be honest, they needed some type of security. They needed housing, or, that's when you'll find the guys how to, make jokes. He riding around in his baby mama's car and all that other stuff. And these guys have never really, a lot of these guys have never got to the point where they said, okay, I'm independent. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be on my own. So now I can explore different options and different avenues. I know what it's like to go out here and live and know what I need to look for that would make my life better as well. And that I can contribute. So a lot of these guys don't even know how to, well, growing up, didn't know how to be providers. A lot of them had to learn on their own, and it took them years and years and years. So now a lot of us men, and I see it every day, contrary to what America wants to show, it's a lot of men that's taking care of their kids. They might not have the best relationships with the mothers, and they might have 5 or 6, but they are there. And I've told a few friends, you don't know a deadbeat father until you meet a deadbeat father, like a guy that's absolutely not there. So what I have done is, I like with my son, I taught him, about issues, about, you see my issue with my, little divorce and whatnot, and you still have to be accountable. You still have to show up. You might not have any support, but as long as you have yourself and you believe in yourself and you continue to strive to be independent, you'll be a great man and you'll be a provider. So then you prove yourself that you can be a provider. So next, when you do meet your princess and your future mate or whomever, you basically know what to do in a sense. And like the old saying does, and I believe on this, before you get a wife, build a life. Before you get a spouse, buy a house so you can control the castle. So
you can control the castle.
Yeah.
All right.
I know, right?
Love too.
Love it.
A lot of men don't know about self-love, and you're seeing that now. So you should teach them when they're young about self-love.
Yeah, definitely. And it's good
as well as the independence, as well as the independence. Right. Yes.
And we see that too in the schools. Like we're teaching a lot of kids. Like you see how they dress up during prom now. When they dress up that. These kids feel great when they put on a suit, and they, so that's part of it too. Like start engaging them in different activities and trying new stuff, and that's how we start promoting that self-love and self-maintenance and self-care and cleaning up. I don't care if you live in, like we used to have in my community, we used to have a cleanup crew. And we would go into, the projects and everything. They're like, why y'all doing this? Because you have to, like I tell the kids, you have to be able to take care of the small things that you have now, so you'll be able to appreciate it as you get older, when you get greater things. So
yeah, good stuff. So look, Natalie brought this up that I think that is important. We got to touch on that. Valentine's Day is fastly approaching. Okay, Valentine's Day is approaching. Let's we touched on quite a few things here. What are you telling some of your people? One lady told me, I'm sick of using my mama as my contact, my first contact person. Like, I'm tired of it. What do you say?
Okay, I get it.
Emergency contact. Like it's always my mama's my emergency contact. Like what do you say to someone who is tired of having Valentine's Day come back again, and they don't have anybody. They are tired. They are exhausted, and frankly, just alone and tired of being alone. One lady told me, "I'm not coming to your thing." I said, "Why?" She said, "I'm sick of going places by myself, so I'm not coming."
Then that means she don't like her own company. So what would make her think that somebody
You have
else
to
will
get
want
out.
her company? She gotta get out. You still gotta get out. You can still buy yourself flowers. You can go to your fancy restaurant. You can still come to your event and still have a good time. Life don't stop because it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
It
try a
doesn't
new
stop.
hairstyle. Try something new. Go get your makeup
And there are a
done.
lot of parties with. And there are a lot of parties where they have Galentine's Day as well as Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Our family is having a Galentine's party. And that is a situation where you might want to go dance, eat, whatever, have a good time, meet new people. Because even meeting girlfriends have brothers and no other guys that you can meet. So just be active. Just live life to the fullest and enjoy yourself. And while you're enjoying yourself, anything can happen.
Usually that's when it do happen, when you start enjoying yourself and you're not putting so much focus on woe it's me and this, I don't have nobody. That's usually when everything happens. That's when the partner usually walks in, when you start really engaging in your own life and thriving and doing things that you want to do. That's when they usually come in. And then you decide, do I want to give up what I was doing now to be connected?
Right.
I mean, you shouldn't just stop living your life just for that one day, you know?
Yeah. And you don't want that to be your identity. Just having somebody.
Listen,
and that's a lot of people's identity.
Fall in love with you. That's what you do. Fall in love with you.
Yes.
Okay, good. Levi, what was you going to say?
Just basically like she just said, life is short, man, and
it is short.
People are leaving here left and right, and I just want to be able to enjoy every moment that I can,
that part.
And you never know, like just trying different things, like go, like if there's art, like I had one of my friends and I told them, I said, listen, you want to meet different people, go to different things that you like. If you like art, go to a art conference. If you like film festivals, I love film festivals. I met so many people at different film festivals,
sure.
And I'm still connected to them still to this day, just as friends and stuff. What I'm saying? So go to these different things and elements that you enjoy, and you'll find people with the same likeness, with the same similarities that enjoy the same thing you do. If you're an author, go to a book writing conference.
That's right.
All types of stuff. Just get out of the house when you can.
That's good.
A lot of meetups.
Yeah.
Look, now I'm gonna stand up for the singles events since I create them and I want y'all to show up to them.
And I have shown up.
Yes. Natalie's she has shown up to some. One of the things I think, especially if you live in a place like Atlanta. One lady I invited some ladies. One lady, she said, all right, you know what? I'll come to your event. Just make my ticket free and my other 5. I'm gonna bring my 5 baddies to your event. Make sure our tickets is free and make sure we got a drink waiting for us.
Oh my.
Huh?
I was like, ma'am, this is Atlanta.
Right.
Like beautiful women growing trees in Atlanta. Like
right.
You're not that special here. Like if you was she was almost insulted, and I was like, no, thank you. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what I see sometimes is women will come to some of these events and just sit in the corner and wait for something to happen. And I'm like, that's not this.
And that's why nothing is happening, because they're waiting for something to happen instead of making something happen.
Absolutely. So I'm not, again, I'm not talking about going up and just, hey, big fella, what you got going? You know what I mean? All up and down in the guy's face. Like I'm not telling you to, like, you know, throw yourself at a man, but you definitely have to look.
But I
even
would like to speak to your events.
Hold on.
Well,
even the scripture said, he that wants to find friends should show themselves friendly.
So
Right.
Of course.
But you know, a lot of
go ahead, Levi.
I'm sorry. A lot of them I'm learning have an entitlement mentality nowadays.
Now we get one.
It's like
Now
like you just said, there's 1,000,001 that look just like you, better than you, thicker than you. You know what I mean? Might have a better character, better energy than you. It's like, just, you still have to advertise. You still have to. You are a product. If you are a man or a woman, it don't matter. Everywhere when we step out the house, we are a product. If we're trying to get a job, and we're trying to, you know, get a job that we want and desire, we still have to advertise ourselves for that. So if that's what you want, you got to advertise yourself. You can't have that entitlement mentality.
It's positioning.
But you saying women are acting entitlement, but now men want women to chase them. They taking the chivalry out of it.
Now that's what I disagree. A lot of men don't want to chase. Don't want you to chase them. They just don't care to chase. They don't care to chase, because why am I going to put? This is the thing I always tell people: for a man to want a woman and want a woman to be his mate, he looks at a woman as an investment. It's the greatest investment of his life. I heard somebody say the greatest, one of the greatest decisions you're ever going to make is your mate. She can either be your better half or make you half for yourself. So he's looking at women. When we go out here, we're looking at women as an investment. And it's not so much that we're going to chase, because you got some women that's not worth the chase. We can tell from the conversation or sometimes just from the actions and the energy, like, yeah, this is just more so maybe a recreational versus, all right, this is something that I want to pursue long term, or she has the possibility to be something that I want to lead my legacy or give a legacy or build with and grow with. So, but it's not so much for us men today. It's not, huh?
You said investment, but what I heard is really the woman is the one that picks.
No, I mean, listen, if the woman, let me ask you this. If she gets to pick, yeah, she thinks she picks, right?
Yeah, she's not picking.
We look at us as an investment, but we don't want to do the picking.
Well,
you're not the one to do the
picking. I can
picking.
tell y'all, listen, you don't have to work if you don't want to, honey. If you're not going to do that for us, period. And I can be honest, there is not one woman that say, listen, you don't have to work for the rest of your life. You could just work part-time. I got everything.
No,
that's an investment. That means I'm coming to the point as the provider to say, I'm gonna take most of the blunt off you and most of the pressure off of your life, and you could have 3-4 kids. So now, as an investment, right? You got 3 or 4 kids. I might have 1 or 2. Right now, I can't just get a house for the 2-bedroom. I can't get a 3-bedroom. Now I have to equate every single kid that you have. So I'm investing my entire life to make sure that I cover this entire household for the rest of our lives. And that's a lot of pressure. So when we go out here, like you said, like I was saying, we're not chasing women because we're, I just want to see. No, now the men today, and that, like you said, it's a change. The men today are looking at women as an investment. So that's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what was that about women picking?
Never mind. I'm gonna let y'all hold that in y'all belly.
Yeah, no. So the way I see it is that men do the presenting, right, and women do the picking from what's being presented. She can say yes or no. Right. If you see somebody in a bad situation, let's say a woman has, I saw this lady, on one of these shows, the lady had 5 kids and 5 baby daddies and you know, and wasn't
pressure.
with any of them, right? But she now wants a high quality man to come in and swoop in and he don't have to be a father. They got a father. Come on now, let's be realistic.
Right. Oh
Right.
my goodness.
It's like that's a lot of pressure to put on someone who where are we going with that? You know, and yes, there are some things that you do that you can forfeit your positioning to ask for certain things. You know, like yeah, you want a 6-figure man. What does he get in return for bringing his 6 figures?
5 kids and a woman. That's an investment, remember?
That's what I was talking about earlier. You have to be that person that you want.
Yeah. 5 kids and along with the 5 baby daddies that come with it. You know, so and you know, I know a guy who actually took that offer up. Married a lady. She didn't I don't know if she had 5 different baby daddies, but she had 5 kids. And we try to talk him out of it. Say, my man, this lady got 5 kids already. You got 3 from previous relationships, and I think he had 3 baby mamas himself.
Wow.
That's a lot.
And you know, he tried. he really tried, and we were like, dude, you in over your head.
Definitely commending for it.
Didn't tell him, and eventually they fell apart because she needed a different kind of man, and he wasn't it.
That wasn't a good investment, huh?
No, it wasn't.
That was a liability.
But you know what? Somebody like that, because I have a few friends that I've talked to that had that issue, like for the women on that end. And I always say, well, you know, the kids are getting older, so okay, because they'll vent and be like, I feel like I messed up, Levi. You know, I did this and I did that, and I wish I could redo it and whatnot. I wouldn't have had all of them like that. And I said, that's all right. I said, you got to look at things like when we make decisions and choices, it's almost like a sentence that we have to finish it, and then we can reset. So I said, they're all about to be what, like 18. You have one that's 19, that's 20. You know, maybe just wait till the last 2 or get a little older. And now you can go out. Now you can, you know, have a little bit less responsibility taking care of them. And you can start, you know, engaging with a guy because now your kids are older. They're getting ready to go to college. So sometimes you just got to take a break from dating. You know, I mean, not dating, but take a break from really, I guess, if you want something long lasting and that's part of your market value, you know.
You know what, though? You know what, Levi? I'm gonna push back against what I just said just now. I'm gonna be the ultimate devil's advocate against what I just said. I also, in the same breath, I also feel like if you are what a man needs,
yeah, I get that.
If you present what he needs inside his heart.
Right.
And you're the kind of woman that says, you know what? I see you. I recognize what you are. And I think together we can build. We can make something happen here.
It's possible.
Right? We're going to need a lot of talking, a lot of communicating, a lot of understanding, a lot of laughter, right? Maybe a lot of vacations, a lot of getaways, a lot of dinners alone. Figure it out, but anything is figure outable.
Yeah.
And if it, you know, there is a man, grandma used to say there's a top for every pot.
All right. I like that.
Man.
Yeah, so hopefully, like, that'll give somebody hope who's listening, who may have been what you said, Levi. Maybe she messed up her 20s,
right? And it's the dynamics too. Like, as long as your dynamics match up, like you, and that's perfect how you just said it. If you speak to me and I speak to you like no volume that you hear. It's just we speak to each other's soul and energy of life in general. It can work. That's one thing I can say. Just be realistic, though. That's all I have to say. Like, be realistic. Be straight up. Realize, you don't have to have these standards. Like you said, like some of the standards, like, come on now, honey. Just relax. Find somebody that's on your level, your friend that you can have that friendship, like Miss Woods stated earlier, and y'all could build from there. But it's possible. I will never take that away.
Yeah. All right. So look, as we come into a close, I want to hear your final kind of thoughts on this topic of the foundation, self-love and self-healing. As well, let us know how we can follow you, how somebody can connect with you out here in these social media streets, and maybe if you got a product or a service that you want to share, this is your opportunity. So, Nat, you up first.
Oh, wow. Because I was thinking as you were talking. And again, thank you for having me on here. This has been wonderful. I would say, like he just said, be realistic, be true to thyself, know who you are, know your purpose. Purpose is big for me. If you know your purpose, then you know what you're put on the earth to do. And when you know your purpose, you would know your value. So that would be my thing. Know your purpose. If you don't know it, find out what it is. That's what I will leave with you. Know your purpose. I am Dr. Natalie Woods. I'm on Facebook and Instagram as Natalie Matthews Woods. And I have 2 books. After the Wedding, Then Comes the Marriage. And the other one is Woman Up, Steps to an Empowered You.
All right. Where can they find that?
Amazon is where you can find After the Wedding, Then Comes the Marriage. And then you have to come to me to get the other one.
How do they come to you?
Actually, I'm going to leave my number, 678-520-6287. 678-520-6287. natawoods@yahoo.com is my email address.
All right. Good stuff. Levi, the foundation is our first one here. Self-love and healing before love. What's your final thoughts on this topic here tonight?
Well, my final thoughts is basically take your time and experience life. A lot of times people come out here and we expect people not to make mistakes. You're a human being. There's no real tutorial out here to show you how to be you. All right. So you made mistakes, you fell. If you had your heart broken, you went through any trauma or anything like that. Hey, it's okay to reset. It's okay to move to another state and start over. It's okay to get back in the gym after you used to go, and then you go back 3-4 weeks, and then feel like you messed up. You gain 6, 7, 8 more pounds. It's okay to start whenever you want to start. It's okay to cry sometimes and take your time. But I want you to understand your value, learn yourself, look at some of your old pictures, look at who you used to be. And, realize that if you have children, your children need you for 100% you, not 50%, not brokenhearted 30%. They need all of you. So you can find me on Instagram, the Book of Levi Films. I also have a TV series coming out this spring and summer. It will be on YouTube. It's called Rooting for You, Bro. And it's basically speaking on the elements of men going through divorces, relationship issues with some comedy, and just getting better. Be better, not bitter. All right. You can find me on Facebook, Levi Feeney, and I look forward to being a part of this again. And I appreciate the opportunity to be on here, my brother, and everybody else, Miss Woods and Miss Phillips.
This was good.
Yes, sir. Dr. Andrina, give it to us. Self-love and healing, your summary.
Yes, mine, I want people to fall in love with you and the process. And that includes the pruning as you go through the process. I feel like that is one major fact that will help you grow and to heal, as well as trust the process, trust where you're at right now. And most of all, do the work. If you want the results, whatever the results that you want, a healthy life, you must do the work yourself. And you can find me at AndrenaPhillips.com. I have a book out that I recently released. It's called Walking Again, A Journey of Love, Loss, and Healing. It's showing people, it talks about how I had to get up after losing the love of my life, my husband.
All right. All right. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah,
That
I
sounds
appreciate
good.
it. It was great riding with y'all. I had a good time.
Yeah, this was wonderful.
Even though Levi tried to test the waters.
I can only be me.
But Calvin had my back when he said present and then we get the pick. I'm going to stand on that one.
All right. All right. Well, you guys, I'm Kelvin Troy Johnson. You can find me everywhere at Love Coach Atlanta or Kelvin Troy Johnson. And, you know, my final thoughts on this is our first week on self-healing and self-love. I think it's the foundation. Imagine having a building and there's no solid foundation, right? One side is cracked or it's uneven. Somebody just decided to lay some concrete and let's build. They didn't measure. They didn't design it just right. And eventually, look, you could build that building. You could have, a celebration. You can have everyone coming together saying, look how beautiful that building is. But if the foundation is weak, you'll start to see cracks. You ever see those cracks in the corners of a building? Some people say it's settling. Either way, it's moving. But if that foundation is not right, it's just a matter of time before everything comes crashing down. So work on your foundation, work on your self-love, work on your journaling, your prayer, your exercise, do all the things, and then get out there and find the love that you deserve, because you do deserve to be loved. I appreciate y'all being here tonight. Follow me everywhere. You can go check out all my resources at lovecoachatlanta.com as well. I'm going to give away a free a full session. I'm gonna give away a full session, and that's valued at $250. I charge $250 per session. I'm gonna give away one free session to someone who tells me that you saw us on this show here tonight. Get in my inbox in some kind of way, or reach out to me on lovecoachatlanta.com, and I will help you out. All right. Till next time, peace and love. See y'all next time. Peace.
Bye. Yeah.